Straight to it this morning, quite an early start. The grab was here again at 5 to 8 to get rid of the last of our grab. This spoil now is out of this hole for the new gas main, or new gas feed, should I say, from there, all the way around there, and round to there. Hello.
Morning.
Hello. What else? We've had the steel dropped off. They all come at the same time, believe it or not. The steel company, MKM with our pea gravel, and the grab all came at the same time, typically. My first job after going shopping, got my blue pipe, got my fittings. I'm gonna have a look at putting this blue pipe in. I've got some more fittings here to sort out that. And then we can get rid of this looking top. We can make it a little bit more pleasant on the eye. But to do the same function, to run those wastes temporarily into a feed here somewhere. That's what we're gonna do. So I think we'll just crack on with it. Our trench is all done, ready for the plumber, 400mm deep. Found the saw pipe that goes to that drain from the toilet, other side of this wall. Forgot to press the time lapse when I moved it to here to show all this, but there we are. Time lapse of all this is enough, isn't it, for you? You saw me time lapse all of this, putting this and getting it set. You would have seen me when I was using the level, just sitting on top of the pipe. All I was doing is making sure that pipe doesn't go up and down. So I put my level on top of the coupler and make sure there's an even gap that side, even gap this side, so I know it's going straight. You didn't see me putting all this in, but all I've done is I've put my band seal back on there. Look, you can see it. Put the Y in there, stuck a 30° back this way, and then I put this in temporary. That 1.25 inch, 1.5 inch sort of boss cap end. I don't know what you call it, if I'm honest. Someone knows exactly what that's called. That there. Then let me know, or I can look on my receipt, either or. And then just put two push fits to solvent fittings up there. Again, just pushed in, not solvent welded, so I can reuse them. Put a bit of banding on, just to support it. Again, that is temporary, because it will be put in its final resting place when we're ready to go. Inspector's been, he's happy with everything. He just wanted us to wrap the pipes that were inside the footing, 50mm insulation, double wrapped and then taped. Likewise over there, don't think I showed you this, but all we had to do with this was put a band seal on either end, and then replace the plastic, the clay that broke with plastic. So there we are. Wrap that one over there as well. And all we're doing now is digging out the water pipe that goes to the house so we can put the plastic in. And hopefully that all goes well. You've just seen on screen now, I've just had a look at it and had to dig the stopcock out right up to my elbow, so that was nice. So I think we'll try the stopcock and then get on with it, I think. On the time lapse, you've just seen us trying to install the blue MDPE water pipe to replace the 15mm copper that we found. We believe it wasn't the best thing to have in the floor, especially in the new extension that might be seen again, so that's what we've done. I'll explain what the noise is in a minute. However, the saying, every day is a school day, I've heard many, many times, especially in my country. But the saying, learn a little bit of history and it'll help you out in your work day. Never heard that one before. However, it has today. I'll turn you around and show you why. Firstly, the noise was Luke just cutting down some of this polycarbonate just to use it as a bit of bracing, ready for our concrete and ready for the backfilling and pea graving around the soil pipe, which I'll show you in a moment. However, going back to our history lesson, you can see that that house there and these pair of semi-detached houses here, compared to that one and compared to the new one in the distance over there, are clearly the same, these three. History lesson, that used to be the old police station, and these were the police quarters, or the police houses for the, I'm presuming, the members of staff. Couldn't find the stopcock at all to this house to allow us to turn the water off to that 15mm copper pipe. However, we then found out that we had to go to that property there, which is now a nursery. We went to there, turned their stopcock off, and it's turned this off to enable us to install the new blue pipe, which I shall show you right now. You can see we've connected onto the copper there in the floor. That'll be wrapped with some of this insulation, and I'm going to fully tape it around, and then that will be encased in concrete. We're using some of the polycarbonate to backfill one side and pea gravel the other side. Backfill this side because we had to expose that much of it to get to the pipe, the old copper pipe. That's why we now find ourselves with a huge hole, other than the original channel I dug all carefully to make sure we could fill it and not have to go to this extreme. You can see the blue pipe's all the way in there. You can see just where Matthew is there. There it is, look. That's where our T-piece is. It's down. That's where our T-piece is. And what we've done is we've done a coil of blue pipe then to enable us to move it into the new kitchen area, which is over there. And to help us out, so I'm going to turn the nursery off again, we've installed a stopcock down there. So when we're ready to go, we can turn that off, take it off that copper pipe and push it to in the property, wherever it's got to go. If I have to cut that, yes, I'll have to go and turn the nursery off again temporarily, but at least we know it's a quick fix now. So the polycarbonate is used just to brace these here, again, so we can fill this area, backfill it. We're going to cover the whole pipe. Sorry, Luke, carry on. We've got made sure the gravel's got underneath it, like you should do, and then we're going to backfill all on top of it now to completely cover this soil pipe, to then allow us to backfill both sides, at which point this and this can be pulled out, and it's all good. We just didn't want to, obviously, waste the gravel, first of all, but more importantly, we didn't want the dirt to go underneath the pipe and not be properly pea gravelled, because that's what we should do. So that's what we are doing now. Luckily, we got it dropped in the dumper this morning, so we're able to just bring it all the way around, and then we're ready to go. That's what we're doing. So there we go then. We are almost ready for concrete. I think I've already mentioned that the inspector came. I think I did. If I haven't, he did. He was more than happy and everything. So here we are, getting prepped. Hopefully it doesn't rain all night, because it's currently raining, if you can't tell. There's no sunshine anymore on this job. And concrete is booked for 10 o'clock in the morning, so what we don't want is to come in the morning and all this to be collapsed in. It's a good start to the day. The sun is shining. We did rain, I didn't. It did rain last night, but luckily we have no collapse, which is excellent. So I'll spin you around now and show you where we left the job last night in the rain. And then I'll show you what we're doing to do further prep for the concrete. Last night we filled in, put the gravel in, as we showed you, and then backfilled and spread out all the dirt, the lump that we left here, to spread over here. We're going to dip this today to make sure we are where we need to be and give this a whackering. I'm then going to break out this lump of what's left of the manhole and a bit of concrete there, a bit of the old conservatory footing, and then that old pot that we don't need, I'll take the plastic out, that'll all go, so this can all be properly all filled in. As I've already said, that'll be left for now, like that. We'll scrape the excess gravel out of here once the footing's been concreted, get it all flat, and then backfill that dirt in there. So we've got a good 150 of dirt on top of the gravel. And what we're doing first is, get in here. We left our pipes exposed overnight to make sure that when we come in, we hadn't got any kind of water leak, because I was a bit concerned about these coppers, but there we are. There's no leak at all, so I'm happy with that. And what we're going to do now is, we've got some of this 20mm as shown. Right, that's a bit Anyway, so we've got this 20mm insulation. We're going to put it over the top of that now, get our gaffer tape, and then tape it in to make sure that the plastic pipe or the fitting isn't affected at all by the.
You sound like get on with something. I'll take the coffee.
We'll just do something, Matthew. Anyway, we're going to put it over the top of that, full tape round it, especially around the fitting, just to make sure it's all covered. That might push in there. Oh yeah, look at that. Excellent. And we'll tape round that. We'll do the same on the other side. We've got another piece ready, and we can do that on this one. Again, left it open so we can make sure. I haven't checked this one actually. There you are. Excellent. All good. Happy with that. Wrap it round and then give it a final dressing over the bottom just to make sure we are completely clean. Get the likes of these bits of insulation out. And happy, ready for concrete. Concrete time has come. And when I say time has come, they came hour and a half early. They asked us to come at 10 o'clock instead of 12:30 today, and then they turn up at 25 to 9. So they've had to wait a little bit. However, we are ready now, so they can get on half an hour earlier than expected. All we have done is we took it. Let me just get in the right position so I can show you. All we decided to do, because we need to get our rainwater away, I've decided to put an ACO here now. Let's come back a little bit. So because I'd already got a spigot end and a band seal there onto the clay, I've got just enough room to get a double socket T into there and not be in the footing. So we put that in, filled it full of pea gravel, and then we put a stab up there, and then we'll cut that back, and that will then become our rainwater for across the front here. So there we are. I'm happy we remembered to do that and had enough time to do it. We are all prepped. We've wrapped our water pipes, you can see in the floor there. We've done that side, and we've also done that side there. And something I didn't point out to you is that what Luke did yesterday or the day before, he went round and got his levels. He's put some red lines and some screws in the side of the footing, and then he goes round and just dips them all just to make sure he's happy. And that noise means he is. So he's done that now, make sure we haven't touched them when we're in the trench, and I think he's happy with that. And we are now ready for concrete. We'll start pumping into here, and as soon as we get this bottom of this polycarbonate blocked in, we'll then remove these out the way. Likewise over there, we'll do that. That little bit of wood can stay for now. So I think we are ready, so let's put a bit of time lapse on in a minute, and we can start pouring some concrete. The lads are out here, got all the pumps ready, they're just priming it now, and what they have to do to prime it is they have to put cement in it first. We have to give them a bag of cement and they prime it. And this company is from SS Concrete Mix Limited, so it's all good. So let's get on with it. So there we are. We are all done. Very, very quick. I don't know what the time is right now, I haven't checked. They started at about 9:30. So this is the time now, you can see, and they're finished. Like they haven't been here. All the tools get cleaned. Machine gets cleaned. Hopper gets cleaned out. Ready for the next one. Just washing all the road down now, so we can't see any evidence of concrete on the footpath. Fair play to them. Thank you very much. And yet again, I will say, SS Concrete Mix Limited. Thank you very much. Right, I've just checked the time rather than put it on the screen, and it's 10:10. They start at 25 to. No sign of them even being here, other than a bit of excess water on the floor, which it rained anyway, so it doesn't matter. So there we are. 10 past 10, so 40 minutes, 35 minutes, turn up, set up, concrete, clean up, gone. So after some minute, I reckon they do 5 or 6 a day, but there we go then. You would have seen on the time lapse, and we are a couple of hours on now since that time lapse of us doing the concreting. The weather has been pretty terrible really. I don't know if you caught it on the time lapse, but it was raining that hard at one point. We nearly actually stopped and come out the way, and but we didn't feel it was right to leave the guys doing the pumping on their own, so we stopped in it. So it's all done now. We took advantage of the drier weather now to sort out this temporary drain pipe. And all it really is, as I said to you earlier, is this bit of plastic, a tube of plastic that you just zip tie. And then as you can see there, the water travels in it. And it's more of a gesture really to get it away from next door, more so than anything else, because it is what it is. It's a bit of plastic attached to the downpipe, just to keep the water away. And when Luke's here doing the brickwork, if it is coming down that bad, of course he won't do it anyway, but if it's just drizzling, he'll like to do his block work in it, because that's fine. But just keeps it out of his way, stops it dripping on his head and things, you know what I mean? So that's why we do it. So that's what we are going to do. We've done that. This is all raked over now. We've got all the big bits out of it. We were jumping across the footing. We were going to look at raking all this, getting the whacker plate on it, getting it ready to put the hardcore down, because this has got to be scraped off, but it's been that wet, it'll just stick to the plate, so there's no point. You can see the background just there. This yellow pipe I've talked about is going in as we speak. I'll talk about that once the engineer's gone. He doesn't wish to be on camera, which is fair enough, I can understand that. But I've discussed it all with him, and once he's gone, I shall tell you all about it. It's not aluminium, I didn't think it was, but I didn't know the exact description of it, so I can talk about that because I know better, and I feel educated now by the gas engineer. So he's going to let me know once he's done, and he's all connected and tested, because as I said to you, he's capped the meter end, he's put the pipe in, put an isolation on it, and he's going to bring it all the way to the point where it's going to go into the building once you know where the boiler's going. So he's capped this end outside, and he'll leave it outside then, ready for when it gets installed to the new boiler, which at that point they shall drill through into the house and attach it to the bottom of the boiler. Bit of time lapse for you then. This is now all completely finished. We've got all the gravel round, give it plenty whackering. We're just moving these pair, just playing with the peckers. And we've You may have seen on about 400 million each side, we've just got the hand tamper. We haven't gone too close to the whacker that side. Re-gravelled, gone over it several times to the whacker to get it down. It will probably still sink because it's disturbed ground now, and it will sink a little bit. But if that is the case, we can just re-gravel it and put the gravel back across. But luckily for us, it is gravel, and we can do exactly that. You can see on the screen now, the pipe went into the ground, and we covered it underneath with gravel, over the top with gravel. And then the engineer then went into the box, pressure tested all the pipe before we completely covered it in, and he was happy. And then he's then took the pipe out of the gas meter and put a cap in the house, so at least it can't be turned on accidentally. So he's done that, and he pressure tested the house again and did all that as you should. You have seen that we have moved the steel. You just saw that, and it's in the gardener out of the way, and that is for above here, across there, to open that up into the extension. So that's that. Like I said, we're already tidied up now. This is the pipe. It's a stainless steel, pre-wrapped, flexible pipe. So that's it. It's got a yellow sleeve on it, rubber sleeve, and there's a stainless steel flexible pipe there. Oh, that's what it is. That's what is used. Don't know the exact name of it, but he just said it's a pre-wrapped, flexible stainless steel tube. That's what it is. So there we are then. Other than a bit of a tidy up there, scrape the gravel back a little bit. We are complete for now.